What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to Empathic Empress TV. Once again, I appreciate the love that you guys give me. Let's see what messages we have for you guys on tonight. Let's see what messages we have for you guys on tonight. You got birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Chosen ones, I feel like you guys are in a state of creation right now. I think you're feeling extremely creative. I feel like you have so many ideas that are coming to you. I think you have so many new opportunities that are coming to you. I think you have so many things that you I'm getting maybe 3 different things that you may be working on right now. 3 different things that you have in the making, that you have that may be coming into your actual reality, your realm right now. I feel like you guys are just feeling super free right now. I just feel like this is a new beginning for you guys. I feel like you've recently just closed out a chapter. I don't even want to say recently, because I don't feel like it's a recent energy. I feel like this is a chapter that has been closing for a while, but I feel like you are in a stage right now where everything has kind of settled. You're in a state of peace right now. You're in a state of I feel like you're feeling so prosperous right now. Like the sky is the limit. It's so many things, it's unlimited, the amount of things that you can do right now, chosen ones. It's unlimited, the amount of things that are coming to you right now. And I think you just feel it in the air. You know that it's a new beginning. You know you've closed out the chapters. You know you've done the work. And I think that, I feel like new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. A fresh start, a fresh start. What other messages do you have for my chosen ones? What other messages do you have for my chosen ones, Spirit? Messages for my chosen ones. Messages for my chosen one, Spirit. I feel like, chosen ones, you're in a state right now where you're keeping to yourself. That's not anything new, because you've always been a loner. You've always been a one-man show. But I feel like you had people who were trying to hang on to you, and I feel like you've closed out all those chapters. I feel like you've just been in a state of solitude. You've been in hermit mode, and with that comes the boundaries card. I feel like you've mastered setting your boundaries. I think in the past you've had issues with setting boundaries, and a lot of times we as empaths, we as the chosen ones, even before we knew who we were, others knew who we were. So we've always had those people or those entities or whatever that try to linger on or hang on to us, or ride our coattails, or whatever the situation may be. But I feel like you have mastered setting your boundaries. I feel like no just rolls off the tongue for you. Like it's not a hesitation anymore. It's not well, let me think about it. Well, maybe I can do it. It's just you are in a state right now where it's not even a selfish state, because it's not like I'm only thinking about me, because everything that you do, chosen ones, it's a bigger, broader picture behind it. Everything you do has a rhyme or reason behind it, and it's always been that way. Whether you even knew what the rhyme or reason was, it's always been a rhyme or reason behind everything that you do. I feel like you've always been very calculated, but I feel like you've mastered setting those boundaries. And with that, I feel like you're no longer having those issues. I feel like you're in a state of just bliss right now. Even if things are not quite falling into place like you expected them to, I think you're at peace with it. I think you're okay with it. I think you're just going with the flow, and you're like, whatever spirit brings into my realm, my reality, I'm going to make the best of the situation. What other messages do you have for my spirit? For my chosen one spirit? What other messages do you have for my chosen one spirit? I can feel it in the air. I think you're so psychic anyway. You're so you just know, and I just feel like you just know right now that something is about to come into your reality. Something is about to change your life, chosen ones. When I just said that, I just got chills. I just have to stop for a second, because when I just made that statement, I just got chills, because it feels like you know that there is about to be a major change.
Incoming
you
call.
know
Press U
that
connect
is about
phone button to answer. Phone call completed.
Sorry about that. You know that it is about to be a major, when I say a major shift in your reality, I feel like you're just going to wake up one day and look around and you're complete. You've already been in the process of this, chosen ones. You've already, your environment has already changed. I think maybe recently you may have moved out of state, made a big move. If not a big move, if not a big physical move, then of course, if it's not in your physical reality, then definitely on the inside, mind, body, spirit, it's been a major shift in the way you think, the way you handle situations, the way you do things. But I really feel like in your physical reality, deep down in your gut that it is getting ready to be a major shift, you guys. And I feel like you're in a state of waiting, but it's like, it's patience. It's just a serenity. It's peace. It's serendipity. Like, it's not, you're not in a state of when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? You're in a state of, I know that it's going to happen. And I feel it coming soon. I know that it's going to happen, and I know that it's going to happen soon. So therefore, I have no worries. Like I say, even if things are not going or falling into place the way you expected them to, I feel like you're okay with that. Like, everything is still good. Everything is still good. Goody in the hoodie. I'm hearing goody in the hoodie. Everything's good. Everything's good. No worries. No worries. Be happy. No worries. Be happy. And I feel like that's you know what, chosen ones? I feel like that's exactly where you are. That you're the epitome right now of no worries. Be happy. I feel like you absolutely have no worries, even if your finances are not where they're supposed to be. Even if maybe your health is not where it's supposed to be. I feel like it's no worries. Be happy, because you know that a change is coming. You can feel this in the air. What other messages do you have for my chosen ones, Spirit? What other messages do you have for my chosen ones? I can feel it in the air. Thought it flipped. And these cards are not wanting to come out tonight. I feel like you've just been keeping to yourself. Like, it's just been... You just been to yourself, but I don't feel like you've been antisocial or anything like that. I just feel like, I still feel like you're socializing. I feel like you're in a state now where you may have been isolated in the past and keeping to yourself, but I feel like now you're kind of starting to creep out and get out a little bit more each day. Well, it may be, getting out, going for a walk, getting out, going to nature, whatever it is. I feel like you're no longer just cooped up in the house and, confused or trying to figure things out. I think you have mastered your abilities. whatever your gifts are, whatever your abilities are, whatever spirit has blessed you with, I think you have mastered those. And we're always continuously growing. So I don't mean that you're at the finish line with that, because we're always growing. But I feel like what God has shown you thus far, you've mastered it. The things that you were supposed to work on thus far, you've done that. So I think it's a new level that you're going to. That's what it is that's Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. It's a new level that you're reaching. You're reaching a new level. And with that level, it's just such a peace and a calmness that is just align your life. Align your life. I really feel like, chosen ones, you're doing that. You've already really done that. You've already really done that. You've aligned yourself. You've aligned your chakras. You're just in alignment. So I feel like, with that being said, that's where that balance comes from. I feel like you've balanced yourself out. I feel like a lot of you, and this is just a side note I'm getting from Spirit right now. It has nothing to do with the cards, but intuitively, I'm getting that. I feel like a lot of you struggled in the beginning of your spiritual journey. I feel like a lot of you struggled with balancing out your spirituality and the practicality. And I feel like this is what you've mastered here lately. And with that being said, I think that you know what you mastering that it's time for you to go to this next level. What other messages do you have for my chosen one, Spirit? What other messages? What other messages do you have for my chosen one, Spirit? More messages for my chosen ones. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Are you walking in your purpose, chosen ones? Are you walking in your purpose? If not, it's time to step into that purpose. That's that new level that you're going to now. Now that you've mastered what it is that you were supposed to master, now that you've balanced out the spirituality and the practicality, it's time for you to go to that new level. And with that, it's like, you're ready to work. You're ready to walk in your calling. You're ready to fulfill your purpose. Warrior woman, it's not gender specific. It could be a man or a woman, but whatever the situation may be, I think people really look at you, chosen ones, and people on the outside looking at you would never know the things that you've been through. They would never know the things that you've survived. They would never know the things that you've conquered just by looking at you, because you still exude just so much light and just love within you. They don't realize right now that you are that warrior, that you are that survivor. You've been through all of that stuff. They would never know that by looking at you. They would never know, because you possess such an innocence with you. You got Sisterhood of the Rose. Sisterhood of the Rose. And this one specifically says beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. What did I say? That warrior woman or warrior man, you've been through the trenches. You've gone through the hard times. This next level of your life is going to be so freaking amazing. So freaking amazing, chosen ones. I feel like if you haven't heard that saying, eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the amazing things, and don't quote me because it may not be exactly the quote, but you understand the concept of what I'm saying. The amazing things that Spirit is about to do in your life. It is a miracle. That shift that I was talking about. You're going to wake up one day and your life is going to be completely different. Yes, it was a journey. Yes, it was not something that happened overnight, but I feel like the outsiders looking in, they're going to feel like this is something that just happened overnight with you. They're going to be trying to figure out, like, what did you win the lottery? Like what happened? And you may win the lottery. You may want to go play the lottery. I don't know, guys. But it's just like they're going to be trying to figure out, like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did she do this? How did he do this? Because your reality is going to shift so freaking fast. You are not going to believe it yourself, much less the people on the outside. But it is time for you to teach. You are no, and this is an extension of the other reading that I did the other day for the chosen ones. You are no longer a baby in the game. You are now the teacher. You are no longer, let me repeat myself if that did not sink in for you. You are no longer a baby in this spiritual game. You are a teacher. You have mastered those abilities that I was talking about previously. You are now the teacher. So therefore, each one teach one. It's time for you to spread that knowledge. It's time for your voice to be heard. We know that you're mystics. We know that you're high priest and high priestess. We know that. You already know that. Pillar of light. What did I say? That light that shines within you. They would never know that you've been through all the things that you've been through, chosen ones, because you just exude light and love. It's like, no way. If you sat down with somebody and told them your story, if you wrote, you may need to write a book, guys. If you wrote a book, no one would believe the things that you have endured throughout your lifetime. Nobody would be able to conceive the things that you have been through, the torture, the just, I don't even want to get into it because that's the past. That's no longer a part of our reality. We are in a whole different timeline right now. We have shifted into a whole different timeline right now. But nobody would know that by the light that you carry and the light that you bring. Because you are a pillar of light. You've always been a pillar of light. Always. You've always been a pillar of light. And now it's time for you to spread that light. You were hidden. I think the reading that we did the other day, it was more so focused on the fact that God had to hide you. You were a hidden gem. Guess what? Those days are over. You've been exposed, my babies, my dear. You've been exposed. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer a hidden gem. You will not be able to walk anywhere into any building and they not recognize who you are. That will never happen again. And it's so funny because I never really tell personal things, but it's like when I walk into places now, when I go into places now, I've always had funny looks. I've always had funny stares. And you too, chosen ones. I'm sure people have always looked at you. They stared at you. And it's like, they can't really pinpoint it. They know that it's something about you, though. It's something about you that's special. And that may have been the something that either drew them to you or repelled them away from you. But right now, they have to put some respect on your name because it is going to be so evident to them, whoever it is, wherever you go, you can no longer sit in the background. You can no longer hide in the background, chosen ones. Them days are over. You can no longer hide in the background. Why? Because you have a calling. You've been called to walk in your purpose. You've been called to share your voice. You've been called to share your light. And I challenge you today to stand in your purpose because you are a warrior woman and you are a warrior man. No gender specific, not gender specific at all. Whatever it is, whatever you may be, it is time for you to stand in your purpose. If you haven't been doing it, if you've been tiptoeing around it, if you've been walking on eggshells, if you've been, dipping your toe in and taking your toe out, whatever the saying is, if you've been tiptoeing, walking on eggshells, testing the waters. Hey, those days are over. You can no longer do that. Why? Because you have to walk in your calling.
Press Uconnect phone button to answer.
You have to walk in your calling.
Phone call completed.
One more message for my chosen one, Spirit. One more message for my chosen ones. One more message. Really? Be patient with me. Be patient with me. Mirror, who or what is triggering you? I feel like maybe the last couple of days, the last week or so, you may have had people that were testing you. Spirit may have sent people to test you or to see to set off those triggers to see how you would handle things. It was a test, my babies. It was a test. It was a test to see had you learned the lessons that you learned. It was a test to see how you were going to handle things, because this shift is about to happen. Mark my words. This shift is about to happen. And I don't mean a year from now. I'm feeling like immediately. I'm feeling like within the next couple of months, within the next few weeks, that this shift is going to happen. So you had to be tested.
Incoming call. Press Uconnect phone button to answer.
All right, guys, that was your reading for tonight. I really appreciate you. If you have not done so, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Sending you guys nothing but love and light. Stand in your purpose. Walk in your calling. You are a warrior woman, a warrior man.